Hello, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome everybody to today's session. Bienvenidos a todos. Damos la bienvenida. Welcome to Will Abraham from Goldsmiths College, University of London. Will, many thanks for joining us this evening from live from New York, not from Goldsmiths itself. So great to see you, Will. Thank you very much. Whilst I can see students coming into the room as I'm speaking, but while people are joining us, I will just play a short introductory video about life as an international student in Goldsmiths. It's by an international student, so we'll play that video whilst we're waiting for everyone to join the room. I'll just click on play just now.
Hi, my name is Namer. I'm a third-year international student from Pakistan. I am studying management with economics at Goldsmiths University of London. So initially, when I arrived at Goldsmiths, I wasn't sure if I was going to fit in, but everyone was really welcoming. I never felt like an outsider at the university. One real benefit was the societies. I interacted with a lot of international students, and it was quite a diverse community, which really helped. I interacted with people from all over the world, and I've actually made friends which become like family. The academic staff at Goldsmiths was also quite international. I had lecturers from Italy, Spain, etc. And so they brought in different perspectives also. I used the career service at Goldsmiths, and they actually helped me quite a lot. They helped me out with my CV, and I actually ended up getting an internship late that summer. One aspect that I really enjoyed about Goldsmiths was the campus. We had all the buildings in one place, which is quite uncommon for universities at London. There's also a train to London Bridge, which takes under 10 minutes. London is a very vibrant city. There's a range of cultures. People from all across the world are there. There is no culture shock as such. It's a great place for your career opportunities, and you get first-class education here. These are the factors that actually attracted me to come here in the first place. So I found Goldsmiths to be an extremely creative institute with a wide variety of cultures embedded into it. Looking back and applying to Goldsmiths as an international student was one of the best decisions I've made. I've really enjoyed my experience thoroughly. I've been challenged academically, but with the constant support from the staff and the lecturers, I had a great time and I made great memories which I'll take with me for the rest of my life.
Okay, so that's a nice little introduction to Goldsmiths College, University of London. I now see we have a good gathering of students in the room. So Will, I'll hand over to you for the presentation. Many thanks.
Thanks, David. Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Will. I'm the International Officer for the Americas at Goldsmiths University of London. As David mentioned briefly in the beginning, I'm based in New York, so I am more on your time zone. So should you have any questions or anything like that after this presentation, I'm happy to provide you my email address and we can schedule a separate time to chat. But for now, let me share my screen here and we can get started on the presentation. Let's see here. Okay. All right. Hopefully everyone can see that properly. So Goldsmiths is a member of the University of London, and we've been a top-tier institution since the early 1900s as part of the University of London, with roots dating back to 1891. We have a pretty diverse student body at Goldsmiths of around 10,500 students. It's about a third international. About half our students are students of color. We have a really sizable LGBTQ population on campus. And for our undergraduate population, about 43% of our students are the first in their families to attend university. And of our international population, we have over 135 countries represented. For a university of our size, we also have a pretty low student-faculty ratio. So you will have a lot of one-on-one attention with your academic advisors and tutors when you're at Goldsmiths. We also have 55 different research centers and units on campus, some of them that are solely run by Goldsmiths, and others are in conjunction with other University of London institutions. But there's plenty of opportunity for research, and I'll get into that a little bit more as we progress through the presentation. We also have implemented a Green New Deal on our campus, and we are committing to carbon neutrality by 2025 and net zero carbon emissions by 2030, making this Green New Deal a hallmark of the university for the next 8 or so years. This would also make us one of the first institutions in the UK to achieve such goals. So it's a really important step for us as an institution. So as you kind of caught a glimpse of in the video before, living in London is a really amazing place to be, to study. It's been consistently ranked one of the top student city in the world 3 times in a row. In 2016, 2019, and this year in 2022 by QS. So there's over 9 million citizens in London, so you have plenty of new people to meet. There's also over 500,000 students in the city at any given year, which makes it one of the largest student cities in the world as well. We also have tons of different museums, live theater, concerts, cinema screens. The city is about half parkland as well. So while there is a lot of urban chaos and bustle, it's not too difficult to kind of escape into a quiet green park. We have Greenwich Park nearby our campus and a few other smaller parks within about 5-minute walking distance. Also in my background, which you might not be able to see right now, but we have a huge college green in our campus that you can definitely take advantage of in the warmer months. Believe it or not, London also isn't as rainy as most people think it is. New York is actually rainier on average every year. So, it's not as bad as you might think it is. Also, it's not just tea and fish and chips in the city. You'll definitely have tons of different cuisine. There's over 6,000 restaurants in the city, and the population of London is extremely diverse. About 40% of the city is foreign born. So it's a really amazing place to experience a plethora of different cultures. We also have 19 football clubs in the city. One of the closest Premier League clubs to Goldsmiths is Crystal Palace. So you definitely can take advantage of all the sports that the city has to offer. And also we have 5 different international airports, which leads me to our location in the city. We're about 45 minutes from Gatwick Airport. That's the closest one to us. But you'll probably fly into Heathrow. So our location in London is one of the biggest assets that we have at Goldsmiths. We're about 10 minutes away from the city center, from Tower Bridge, by the Overground. And we have an Overground station literally right next to our campus. So this is a really great way to be able to explore the city. It really puts internships and work placements close to you as well. On campus, we have tons of things to offer. We have a nearly 24/7 library, a public museum, a movie theater. We have countless cafes, coffee shops, and cafeterias. I mentioned our college green already. There's also residence halls located on and just off campus. So if you do wish to live in our housing, it's really convenient to get to class. Our neighborhood is extremely dynamic as well. Southeast London is extremely multicultural. It's truly London. So it's very much unlike central London, which is extremely touristy. This is, a 15-minute sort of transit ride away from the city center. So you do get a little bit further out and enjoy actual London life. Our neighborhood has tons of different music venues for music and nightlife, tons of different art galleries and green spaces around. And it's extremely close to the rest of the city. So our campus is the orange pinpoint right there in the bottom of your screen. New Cross Gate is our closest station, and that will take you right to London Bridge in 10 minutes. You can be in Shoreditch or Peckham in 15 to 20 minutes. Also, King's Cross and St. Pancras stations, which are the larger train stations in London, which can get you down to Paris and Amsterdam via the Channel. That's about 30 minutes away. You probably won't be going there very much, but Buckingham Palace is about 20 minutes away. So it's very conveniently located. Heathrow, as I mentioned, is about an hour and 15 minutes away, and Gatwick, which is a great airport for exploring Europe and the Middle East and North Africa, is about 45 minutes away. It's on our train line, so very convenient to get to. So moving into our academics, we are considered among the top 100 universities in the world for the arts and humanities, and among the top 200 for social sciences and management. We have 8 subject areas in the world's top 50, with media and communications and art and design being 2 of our more popular departments. We have the largest and oldest media department in Europe, and our art and design departments are world leading and are both ranked number 3 in the UK and 15 in the world. We also have 8 subject areas in the UK's top 30, and I mentioned research earlier. We are, as of this year, ranked number 9 in the UK for our research intensity, and according to the last Government Research Excellence Framework, we are in the top 20 universities for our research quality and significance, which puts us in competition with Russell Group institutions, which we are not a member of. So I'll start with undergraduate degrees and then move into our postgraduate programs. But earning your undergraduate degree in England is slightly different than other countries in the world, other English-speaking countries, I should say. We have a 3-year bachelor's degree in the UK, and they are direct entry programs. So you are applying directly to a program, and you choose that program from the application start. So since these degrees are more focused and shorter, there's no what's considered like a liberal arts education like you might find in Canada or the US. We also have ample opportunity for specialization in undergraduate research. So I do encourage you to explore all of our research centers and units on campus. And also, we do have a post-study work visa for undergraduate degrees in the UK, which would allow you to remain in country for up to 2 years after you graduate. We have around 75 undergraduate programs in total. Some are single honors, some are dual honors, which basically means that they combine 2 different subjects. But here is a non-exhaustive list of our programs, and it gives you kind of an idea of what you can study here. We have a large emphasis on the arts and humanities. We have some professional studies, science and technology courses, and also our culture and society faculty, which encompasses some more social sciences. Some popular programs that undergraduate students typically gravitate toward are our media communications degrees, including our journalism school, also our politics international relations courses, or our psychology or computer science degrees, or some of our more creative programs like art, design, musical theater, and creative writing, etc. We also have international foundation certificates that are 1-year programs that can give you the opportunity to develop your English language, become familiar with our academic culture in the UK, and explore some academic departments before starting your undergraduate degree. If you know the area of study you're looking to pursue in your undergraduate program, you can apply to one of these IFCs, and the pathway will allow you to pass into a bachelor's degree program if you pass the degree. So it gives you a guaranteed place on one of our programs if you do pass. We also offer a fine art extension program that allows you to progress into our world-renowned Bachelor of Fine Arts or our Fine Art History dual honors degree. And so for the application process for undergraduate programs, we are solely on Ucas, or the University and College Admissions Service, application service. This is the main way that you'll apply to university in the UK. It allows for up to 5 university choices or program choices for a low price of £26.50. You typically we'll have an equal consideration deadline in late January, the last Wednesday of January each year. This basically means that whatever program you've applied for, you are guaranteed a space on should you receive an offer. But most universities do accept applications for degree programs until 30th of June each year. The application is quite simple. It includes all of your educational information, employment history if you have any, a reference letter. A personal statement is a really important part. This is the only part of the application you can completely control yourself, and it should really demonstrate academic interest and why you're looking to come to the UK. Also, some programs might require a portfolio or interview or audition, depending on the program, and these are all submitted after your Ucas application. So if you are not currently attending a school that has the International Baccalaureate curriculum, or perhaps a British or American school curriculum, or perhaps a French baccalaureate, you probably will have to do an International Foundation Certificate or some sort of foundation year in order to apply to a degree program. And those are the things I just mentioned in the previous slide. So for the Ucas application in general, I kind of already went through this, but the personal statement is kind of that most crucial piece. And you also need to collect other information like a letter of recommendation and fill in the entire application. So regarding your master's degree in England, typically programs are going to be 12 months long. So if you are looking to get a postgraduate program or degree in the UK, you'll be expecting to stay in the country for about a year. Some programs are longer. It just really depends on the type of program, but you might find programs that are 15 months or 2 years in length. These degrees typically have a lot of self-direction and a lot of independent research. They're typically much less lecture-based than your normal sort of what you might think of as a postgraduate degree in Canada or the US. But this includes frequent meetings with your advisor and also a lot of one-on-one time with any faculty that you need to consult with for your research. Again, you'll have access to the post-study work visa, which will allow you to remain in the UK for up to 2 years upon graduation for a master's degree, or up to 3 years for a doctoral degree. Typically for master's programs, we do require that you have a relevant degree or equivalent work experience to make a successful application. So for instance, if you're looking to study a master's in psychology, we typically recommend that you'd have an undergraduate degree in psychology or enough work experience that would give you enough background to study a master's. And we have hundreds of postgraduate programs across our 18 academic departments. So I've listed all of our departments here inside of our 3 faculties. And I would encourage you to kind of explore our website and discover what you can study. But like I said, there's literally hundreds of programs. Also, we have what's called a pre-master's pathway, which can prepare you for postgraduate study if your academic English skills might need some assistance. Again, like our IFCs, upon successful completion of a pathway, you're awarded a graduate diploma or a certificate, and you're guaranteed a place on a relevant program. So you can do a graduate diploma in art history, creative and cultural industries, media culture and social sciences, music and design. These also can be helpful if perhaps your original degree from undergraduate study is not related to the program you wish to do in postgrad. So you could undertake a graduate diploma and pursue a degree that you want to pursue. Applications for our master's programs are directly through our website, and they are free. So you can apply on each program page. There should be like a little apply button at the top of your screen. We typically require the equivalent of a first or second class honors degree from an undergraduate program. And if you have any questions about your qualifications, I'm happy to take a look at them and give you some advice on if they would meet our requirements. Every country can be slightly different. So for most programs, applications are submitted and reviewed on a rolling basis. So there aren't really set application deadlines. However, it's important to look on each individual program page because some programs do have hard application deadlines. For instance, our fine art Masters of Fine Art or our Masters in Design Expanded Practice. Both have application deadlines. Again, you'll have to have a personal statement or statement of purpose, which focuses on your academic interest, work experience, and research project. Also, sometimes a portfolio is required or an audition, and interviews are often mandatory for postgraduate programs. In general, you will have to meet English language requirements if you've never done a high school diploma or undergraduate degree completely in English. So we will require either an IELTS or TOEFL score. Each program is different. Most undergraduate programs will require a 6 or 6.5, and most postgraduate programs will require a 6.5 to 7.5 on your IELTS exam. A 7.5 is typically reserved for programs that require a more demanding level of English, for instance, our journalism or English department, or our doctoral programs. All of our international foundation certificates typically require a 5.5, or if you have slightly lower, like a 5.0, you can take a pre-sessional English programs that are offered in the summer before your course starts, and that could help you meet the requirements for the visa. I've included entry requirements for a few different provinces and countries here, but mainly if you do have a bachillerato from Mexico or Brazil or other countries in South America, we typically do require that foundation year or international foundation certificate, plus an English language test before you can apply and gain entry into a bachelor's degree program. Regarding finances for Goldsmiths, our tuition typically will range from around £15,000 to £24,000 for our postgraduate programs, and from about £17,000 to £23,000 for our undergraduate programs. Estimating the total cost of attendance to typically be in US dollars around 36 to 40,000 US, or it could be upwards about 42,000 US. We do offer international scholarships that are valid for most postgraduate and undergraduate programs, and they are up to £5,000. We also do accept some forms of governmental funding, like Chevening scholarships or other country-specific funding. And if you do have specific questions about that, I'm happy to answer them. We do not offer any full-ride scholarships. I don't know of any university in the UK that does, but there are some ways you can get funding externally. Also in the UK, when you're on a student visa, you are legally allowed to work part-time during academic term and full-time during holidays and school breaks. The academic calendar is divvied up as such, where it allows for 1 month breaks between each term, which can provide some ample time to make some money before you have to go back to school. There's many different options for accommodation in London, but we do have accommodation on and just off campus at Goldsmiths, consisting of about 1,200 rooms in 8 residence halls. Halls are mixed gender, and we do tend to house undergraduate and postgraduate students separately, or at least separate students by age group. We typically have, we guarantee accommodation for international students in the first year of your program. So for undergraduate students, that would be in year 1, or for postgraduate students, you could live in housing for your whole program if it's just 12 months in length. For our halls, we offer 24-hour security, campus support officers should anything go wrong, or you need any assistance with anything, and also residence experience coordinators that plan events and certain things in halls that can keep you motivated and meeting new people, and also help with socialization. All of our halls are suite-style flats with communal kitchens and living areas that you'll share, and most students will have their own room with their own bathroom, but it typically will depend on what hall you're living in. But I would say about 96% of our housing is a single room with your own bathroom. The cost of halls will typically range from about £600 to £880 per month, and we estimate your monthly cost of living, including accommodation in London, to be around £1,500 per month, which can add some costs to the tuition. But all utility and bills are included if you live in our housing. We also provide basic cleaning and possessions insurance. Bedding and kitchen supplies are provided, and we also have laundry facilities in each hall, and some halls will have on-site gyms or study areas or other facilities. It will just depend on the hall you're living in. We are self-catered at Goldsmiths. We have no meal plans. But as I mentioned towards the beginning of the presentation, we do have cafeterias, cafes, and things on campus. And you can also make use of that kitchen in your living space to make food for yourself, which is a massive cost savings, frankly. And for our career service, we typically have about 90% of our alumni going into further study or work in their field within 6 months of graduation. We do offer work placements and internships each year, and you can definitely take advantage of our career services. We share our career service across all University of London universities. So it is a career service for about 300,000 students as opposed to one for just 10,000 at Goldsmiths. So, University of London is one of the largest feeders to employers in the UK. It's the largest university system in the UK. So it's very desirable to have a degree from a University of London institution. We also are third in the UK for producing business founders. So we have the third most managing directors, CEOs, executive directors of any other UK school. We have about 5,000 alumni here in the Americas, but hundreds of thousands around the globe. And we do have a quite entrepreneurial spirit on campus, with about 15% of our graduates starting their own business within 1 year of graduation. So our entrepreneurship program is definitely world-class. And outside of your course, there's plenty of time to socialize. We have about 120 different clubs and activities on campus, including 20 sports options. You can have some more traditional UK sports like football and rugby, or you can take part in crew rowing, archery, things like that. University of London also provides additional sports options. So ones that we don't have, the University of London might have, where you can participate in intercollegiate sports. We compete in the London University Sports League, which leads into the British University Sports League. So there is opportunity to compete as well as do intramural sports. And our Students' Union is also a gathering place on campus. There is a pub inside of it, and other meeting areas that our clubs and societies use. And it's a great place to hang out between classes. On campus, we also provide a lot of different support services, including our immigration advisory service, which will be very helpful to you before you arrive and getting your visa, and after graduation when you're trying to convert into a post-study work visa. We also have a well-being team on campus that can help you with the NHS, which is the National Health Service in the UK. We have a disability support service, which can make reasonable adjustments. So if you are dyslexic or need anything like additional testing time, this can all be arranged through our disability support service. We also have student advisors, a multi-faith chaplaincy. Our global opportunities team can help you study abroad or do an internship abroad, or perhaps do language learning over the summer. And we also have different liberation networks on campus for various student groups. So that is our presentation for tonight. My email address is located right there on the screen. So if you do have any questions going forward, I'm happy to answer them via email. Also, if you want to follow us on social media, our Instagram and Twitter handle is @GoldsmithsUOL. Yeah, thank you so much.
Many thanks, Will, for the presentation and the detail there. Thanks so much. We've had a couple of questions coming in the chat whilst you were speaking, mainly around, information about scholarships, which you did touch on there. And indeed, I've included the link as we discussed earlier. What's the process for applying for scholarships? Do students need to hold an offer before they can apply, or what do they need to do to make sure they're considered for the scholarships that are available?
Yes, so you apply for scholarships you apply for the university before you apply for a scholarship. Mm-hmm. So you'll have to have an offer and also confirm that offer before you can apply for a scholarship. We have 2 deadlines. Typically it's the end of March and middle of May. So there's equal amounts of scholarships to go around. So there's not more of a chance of getting scholarships, if you apply by the first deadline. These are just ways we can manage applications well. It's mostly for administration. So yes, you will need to have a firm offer before you can qualify for a scholarship.
Okay, and students are automatically considered for those scholarships, or do they need to do something additional to the application to the program?
It is a separate scholarship application. So if you go to the link for each scholarship, there's an international undergraduate scholarship and an international postgraduate scholarship. If you scroll down to the bottom of those pages, there will be an application right on our website that you can apply through directly. It's very brief. It will take you maybe 5 minutes to complete.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. The other question that came was about English language. You gave detailed information on the English language requirements for entering undergraduate and postgraduate study. What about in terms of, you touched on the foundation, pre-sessional courses for students who may be not quite meeting the English language requirement? What pre-sessional courses does the university offer?
Yes, I did briefly mention that. But yes, we do offer pre-sessional language courses. These can be 12, 9, or 6 weeks in length. And depending on what your offer is, you can typically take a pre-sessional English course to bump up into with like a 0.5 score based on the IELTS. So perhaps if you have slightly less than you require, you can do a certain pre-sessional program that our admissions office determines that you'll require for entering into the degree program directly. Mm-hmm. And these are determined by UKVI, essentially. Mm-hmm. So it's more for the visa as well.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you need the UKVI visa to go on a pre-sessional course. And during studies, students have access to English language support during their studies to help them with essays and things like that. And that's free. Am I right in saying that? That's part of the offer of the university. So even yes, gaining the minimum standard to enter the program, often students see the score published as the target score. I'm always telling students, no, that's your minimal score. And then when you're there, you've got lots of support to help you with studying in English. English for academic purposes support is available to all students internationally, as I understand it. Will, is that right?
Yes. So we do have embedded academic literacy workshops into some of our programs, but you can also go to our Center for Academic Language and Literacy and take some additional coursework. There's like a month-long personal writing course. There's quicker courses, like 2-day courses that we usually do in the autumn term for on writing, or 1-day essay writing courses. It just kind of depends on the course itself. But yeah, these are all free to students. Also, we have different research courses, so you can do like decolonizing research, postgraduate academic writing, dissertation writing, things like that. We also have business plan writing. So for our Institute for Management Studies students, that can be quite helpful. So yeah, there's a lot of different support on campus.
Yeah, I think that's very important for students to know that, the support is there. And the key thing is to ask for that support. It's freely available. And that's why staff are available to give you all the support you need. There's one other question regarding the clubs and societies. So the student in the video at the beginning talked about how he'd integrated very well with life at Goldsmiths by joining different clubs and societies. What more can you tell us about the different clubs and societies and how those work at Goldsmiths?
Yeah, so they're all through our Students' Union. So you'll be able to go on our website. It's goldsmithssu.org. And that's where you can check out all of our societies and clubs. We typically will have a societies fair during our induction week. So you can go to the Students' Union and see all the different ones we offer. They can really range. So we have like sports clubs that I kind of mentioned. We have like bouldering, cricket, mixed martial arts, volleyball, basketball, cheerleading, etc. There's community-based organizations that I touched on, like our LGBTQ plus Students Network, International Students Network, Latin American Society. There's also academic societies. So there's like a history society or business society, things like that, debating. And then there's more fun ones. Like we have a DJ and electronic music society. There's film society, hip hop society. There's also like some multicultural societies like our Jewish, Islamic, trying to think of other ones, but anyway, you get the idea. Buddhist society. So there's plenty of different options on campus, and each society will have a web page on our Goldsmiths Student Union website, and you can go check out when they meet and if there are any dues, etc.
Yeah, I think it's really important that students are aware of all the different opportunities they have to meet students from all around the world. You emphasize how many international students are in studying at Goldsmiths, and to meet those students outside of the academic environment and to join in lots of fun and different activities is really an enriching part of the experience of studying in the UK and Goldsmiths in particular. So thank you for that. I can't see any other questions coming in just now. So I think it's been very detailed information. Thanks everyone for joining. Will, thanks for giving up some of your time on this Wednesday evening in New York. Really appreciate it. And you'll be down in Mexico and Latin America very soon. So yeah, it'll be great to meet you down here. We will advise students of who we're working with of your visit down here, and maybe some people can come along to the fairs that we'll be attending towards the end of the month, right?
Yep, exactly.
Okay. Fantastic. Lovely to see you, Will. Thank you very much. Thanks to everyone. Buenas tardes a todos, and see you soon. Thanks, Will. All the best.
Thank you.
Bye for now.
Good night.